Hey everybody, Kenneth Russell here. Hope you're doing well. I'm actually still kind of sick today. This is day 3 of me being sick, which is kind of crazy. Usually I'm like 24 hours once a year and that's it. Anyway, got me thinking about something that musicians have to deal with that a lot of other jobs and people don't have to deal with. And that is when you're sick, a lot of times you just got to plug through if you have a performance, if you have a gig or whatever the case is. So I have this funny story kind of about 12 or 13 years ago when I lived in Nashville. I played for a guy, I played acoustic guitar for a Christian worship artist. And so he would, go around to different churches and such. And so he was a keyboard player, we had a bass player, and a drummer. So it was like a 4-piece deal. And usually if we went somewhere, we would take like a tour bus and, stay at a hotel, stay at a nice place. But for some reason, we were going outside of Washington, D.C., and we flew. And I don't know what it was, like the person that set it up, that had invited them in, they really wanted... Jimmy was the guy's name. They really wanted Jimmy and his wife to stay at their house. It was really important to them. And they had had this little baby. It's a newborn baby. And so they had also had a baby. And they're like, yeah, we'll just stay here. And then we'll find someone else in our church to take in the rest of the band. So we go to this other house. Okay. And I'm thinking, okay, it's not that big a deal. There's somebody in the house that's got, a couple guest bedrooms or whatever the case is. So they take us down, we go into the house, they take us down to the basement. And the lady is showing us where we can sleep. And she's like, here, you can sleep on the pull-out couch over here. We've got an air mattress over here that you can sleep on. Or my son's off to college. He just left a couple days ago, and you can sleep in his bed in this room that we built out. So immediately, me and the two other musicians, all three of us are kind of like fighting for that room. We're all want to have like the better bed. And so we're trying to come up with any idea to give us the reason why we should have it. And I said something like, I cannot handle snoring. If they're snoring around, I just can't handle it. So I need to have the room. And then our drummer, Anthony, goes, well, I can't handle snoring either. And, and then John, the bass player, he says, well, I snore really bad, so I guess I should get it. So John ends up going into getting the better bed. Okay, so it was a fairly miserable night's sleep, sleeping on an air mattress or whatever. I can't remember which one I slept on, an air mattress or the pull-out bed. Anyway, next day we get up for breakfast and we go upstairs, and me and Anthony are eating, and then John comes up, and John just looks like he was hit by a freight train. He just looks horrible. And we were like, John, you look horrible. What is going on? He's like, oh, I don't know, man. I just don't feel good. Like his eye was closing up. And he was, I just don't feel good. I don't know. Oh man, this is miserable. And we were trying to figure it out. Like, well, what did we eat something? Did we, we're not sick. So what happened? And then the lady she goes, well, my son last week, he had pink eye, and you were sleeping in his room, and we're like, really? Well, did you not wash the sheets and the comforter and the pillow and the pillowcase and all that? And she's like, well, I washed the sheets. So she didn't even wash the pillow or the comforter. And so basically he got pink eye. Well, we had a whole day of performances that day. So there was, I think, 2 or 3 services in the morning that we were playing at. And then we had a night service that we were playing at. And John just plugged through. He just, with pink eye and all. He was absolutely miserable. And as musicians, we just sometimes don't have the choice. It's like we're sick, we're throwing up, we can't sing, we can't play, and sometimes you just gotta plug through and make it happen, because you are the person that's there. You are that piece in the band. It's not like any other job where you can just call in sick you know, and someone else can kind of take up the slack. If you're part of the band, if you're part of the group, you are that part of the group. So musicians have to deal with that. But I'd be curious to see what your horror story is with playing sick. If you have one, and I actually have a couple of my own, but I'll save those for another vlog. But anyway, Kenneth Russell out. Hopefully you found this enjoyable. I just dropped my daughter off for school, and I'm going to go back home and go to sleep again. Anyway, I'll check you out in another video.